Okay, so we are back after our lunch break, and where we stopped off is information about the YLAI program. So, based on what I explained to you and what you see there on the slide, do you have any questions about the YLAI program that you'd like to know about? You can always communicate with me after the workshop, and I'll be glad to share this information with you. Okay, so we're moving into the YLAI Network. And this is the network of persons that I mentioned to you that you will have access to as participants of the Startup Policy Lucia program. So the YLAI Network is a vibrant community of young entrepreneurs and change makers from Latin America and the Caribbean who are committed to fostering economic development and prosperity, security, human rights, and good governance in the hemisphere. The YLAI Network is a signature part of the US government's efforts to increase partnerships with future leaders to help promote economic growth and strengthen civil society. So, this is the US government's investment in the hemisphere to allow us to help develop our own economy. Okay? When entrepreneurs join the network, this is what you get. And as participants, this is what I'm saying that you will get. Tools that span business models and borders, access to digital resources, best practices, new ideas, and strategies for developing successful organizations and better communities, the skills you need to create change at scale, to take advantage of training and networking opportunities that will help you clarify, build, and scale great ideas. A network of support from change makers, that's what we call ourselves, we are change makers, to connect with senior leaders in business and the government and share ideas with other young leaders such as yourself who are working to create positive change in their communities. Okay? So we have the YLAI, which is the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative program, and then we have the YLAI Network. Now, when you see the two, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have participated in YLAI to become a member of the YLAI network. It's not mandatory. Okay? Anyone, any young leader, any person who is in business or is in a social capacity to effect change in the community are eligible to join the YLAI network. You can be referred.
The age works with the network.
What's that?
The age limit still works with the network.
There is no specific age limit for the network. The age limit is for the program. Okay? Global Entrepreneurship Week, and this is why we are here. SLUDTERA has partnered with the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce to bring to you Startup Huddle St. Lucia during Global Entrepreneurship Week, or GEW. If you are not familiar with GEW, it is 1 week each November, thousands of events and competitions in 170 countries around the globe inspire millions to engage in entrepreneurial activity while connecting them to potential collaborators, mentors, and even investors. That is correct. Powered by the Kaufman Foundation. So you see the correlation, right? So Kaufman Foundation is the global sponsor of GW. Now the initiative is supported by dozens of world leaders. So Kaufman is like the global, the big one, and there are several other entities and organizations in support, which numbers over 50,000 partner organizations. GEW is held this year from November 12th to the 18th. In 2011, St. Lucia joined this growing movement of entrepreneurial people. The St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture is the host organization, and along with Junior Achievement, St. Lucia and St. Lucia Youth Business Trust, and in the support of local partners, have since made GEW St. Lucia a tremendous success. This year, SLUDTERA has partnered with the Chamber to bring the local community Startup Huddle St. Lucia during GEW. Global Entrepreneurship Week is the largest celebration of innovations and job creators who launch startups and bring ideas to life, drive economic growth, and expand human welfare. During 1 week each November, GEW empowers roughly 25 million people through more than 25,000 activities globally, yeah? And is supported by dozens of world leaders and a network of over 10,000 partner organizations. And that is just GEW. Okay? Now, these are our list of Startup Huddle Lucia activities for this year. On November 13th, 2018,
That's Wednesday.
that is a Tuesday, we have the official launch of Startup Huddle Lucia. That is the official launch of the program. And that launch occurs at 6:30 p.m. to 7:20 p.m. Okay? Then we have the organizers meet and greet from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. So it's like a cocktail networking session. Then the following day, November 14th, we have the event that some of you are preparing for, the very first one, which is the Startup Huddle Lucia Entrepreneurs present under the theme, We Support Youth Unleashing Ideas.
That's the day we present.
What's that?
That's the day we present.
That is the day that you get to wow us.
That's it.
And that is held from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Now, the formats or the breakdown of the agenda is broken down. So you will get to see, of course, on the event website what that breakdown is. The organizers forum happens on that very same day, but in the afternoon from 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. So, without further ado, let's find out who your expert panelists are. No, they're not judges, because it's not a competition. They are your expert panel. These are the individuals who will be listening to your presentation and who will give you invaluable feedback that you need to contemplate, am I doing the right thing? What is it that I'm missing? Did I present the right way? Did I convey the information in a method that would make people to understand what I did? Do you understand the why? Do you understand what I do? Is there a need for my business? And lastly, do you want to invest in what I'm doing? These are your expert panelists.
You'll actually be done presentation. I'm not cut ready.
Yes.
I'll research about it.
So these men are going to say Lucians. Both of these men born St. Lucians. Both of these men extremely successful, based in the US. We have one last panelist that we'll be adding to the roster, a female. This will be a financier or policymaker to be announced.
I think
They will always be the panelists or you
Just for November. Yes, so you're going to be special, Samuel. All right, so just a bit of background information on who our panelists are. So Mr. Quest Moffat, he will actually not be joining us in person because his organization deals very closely with the Kaufman Foundation. And he does a lot of the coaching and training for the presenters there. Okay, so that is where he will be based, kind of working with them during GEW. So he is born in St. Lucia, but based in where? Kansas City, Missouri, which is the home of entrepreneurship and the home of the Kaufman Foundation. Praise the Lord, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at how things tend to work out. He is the managing partner of Project United Knowledge, or PUK for short, and that is the organization that helps to coach and train the presenters. They actually partner with the with Kaufman Foundation to help those entrepreneurs, and they also provide programs and courses that help to educate those persons. Okay, and he's also the vice president of student affairs at Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers. He's what you call a social entrepreneur, the serial entrepreneur.
Multi-talented.
Very multi-talented. And we have Mr. Joshua Esnar. I wish our previous facilitators were here so that they could see, because they actually used an example.
Yeah,
Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
And whatever. Guess what? He's going to be here. So Mr. Joshua Esnar was born in St. Lucia, but he's currently based in North Carolina. He is the inventor and CEO of the company as seen on Shark Tank. He is an entrepreneur, motivational speaker, inspirational coach. He has several accolades to his name, but one thing about him is that he loves to give back. Okay? And finally, our to be announced person. So closer to your date, Samuel, you'll get to know who that final panelist is. But these are the individuals who will be listening to your presentation. So we'll be tuning in virtually.
So now one man and
So he'll be listening virtually. You'll be physically seated there looking straight at you. Don't be intimidated.
Intimidated, I like
Do not be intimidated. He's a down-to-earth person. Hey, he's one of us. He's saying Lucia.
But you can keep up.
Yeah.
But that's some smiles there.
Some serious smiles there. I have every confidence in you that you will take that stage and wow.
Get in the ring. The judges was like,
that's not getting the
I
ring.
know.
It's not a competition. Remember that?
the people just.
He did it. Didn't you? Didn't you know it?
Yeah.
I mean, towards the end, you kept saying that, you know what, choked you was the praise, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's who you are.
I don't think even though he said anything about God would have taken out anything from his presentation.
I don't think so either. But again, your environment kind of changes your presentation as to what is appropriate and what isn't. There's a place for everything.
He will be the only one to know he made that mistake. Nobody else will know it.
True. Nobody else will know, but you know, in his mind,
Yeah, I know.
in his mind, like, you know, it's keeping him back. But nobody would have noticed
No.
if you didn't draw attention to yourself. Nobody would notice.
No.
Nobody would notice. But the thing is, you got that far, didn't you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Imagine. It was a good experience. Just if I got the right training.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah,
You're getting the
Lord.
training now.
The praise the Lord thing that happened.
You're getting the training
Yeah.
now.
But
Praise
it
the
was a
Lord.
good experience, I must say.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so the next slide is another video for you guys, for you to understand what's in it for you. Why should you participate? Why should you present? I'm going to have to hit the pause button again so that I can minimize the presentation. It's going to start very soon. And this video was created for you, sort of like a promo video to understand why you can participate. It's not something that it's mandated for you to do, but it's something that we highly recommend that you consider doing if you have a startup, if you're planning to grow, if you're at a stage where you're at a standstill, it is a roadblock, and you're probably wondering, what do I do next? Or there's something that you need and you've been running around for so long and you just cannot find it. This is something that should motivate you to participate. Because no longer will you be running around, knocking on doors. Now is the time for you to get yourself straight, get yourself in order, and then let those people come to you.
Right.
And then be ready for when they do come to you. Don't be ill-prepared. It wouldn't make sense for you to, take that step and then stop halfway. And then, I can't do it. Now you have to be literally waiting and just say, okay, hi, here's my stuff. And you're ready. Okay? So this is the point, this is the stage where we're trying to get you to be at. Not halfway ready, not ill-prepared, Not still second guessing yourself, but knowing that you have the confidence to land it. As an entrepreneur, you hear a lot of no's, and that should still motivate you. Okay? Because there's always that one. It may not be several of them jumping out at you and trying, hey, I'll invest, I'll invest, I'll invest. There's always that one that will say yes. And it just has to be the right one. You may have to go through several pitches, but this is why it's great.
Send forward and pause it for to people.
Yeah, the connection is a bit slow.
You have angel investors as well.
In terms of investors, they are all around the place. They watch now, St. Lucia's look that good, like the capitalized good. They look that good, right? It's a smart and free way to drive conclusion. When you hear the saying, not everything that's free is really free. So when you see that, when you're like, okay, what's the catch? What comes after the free?
Two of them are free and safe.
Free and sale.
Downloading the computer next time.
Okay. So, based on what you saw there, do you have any questions on the video that you just saw that you probably want clarification on? Anybody?
It's clarity.
It's clarity?
So,
Alright.
at what point do you get to participate in all these other
And we get
groups?
interested.
So many other groups.
I saw
I saw
something
mentioned.
black.
Black Enterprise Summit?
Yeah, we get like black. I will get.
Ah. That is an event that you can actually participate in as an entrepreneur. You can do it privately on your own. You can apply to attend, or if it is that you would like us to assist you in getting there, we
What's the
can.
one?
What's that?
What's the one?
Well, of course, I can provide you more information on it at a later date, but in terms of going into the detail, I won't be able to give you much information on it right now.
So-
but
The same way you could just go online and get a ticket, free ticket, to start up a little instead of the show, you could do the same for other startup huddles.
for the other chapters, they have different ways of doing it. In terms of us here, this is just our method
Okay.
of facilitating attendance, mainly because we have limited seating. Say, for example, if you went to a chapter that has a very large space that can accommodate 100, 200 people, then in a case like that, you would have person say, okay, it's open, anybody can just walk in and attend, that's fine. But in a case where we have small spaces and limited seating, we have to regulate attendance. So that is why we have persons to actually book their tickets in advance, and then so we can cater for those specific numbers. So let's say, for example, we have seating for only 90 persons, we can't accommodate 100. That means there will be 10 or more people either standing around the room or outside, which we cannot allow that. So in certain instances, such as the venues that we will be using for now, there is limited seating. But at some point, when the program does grow and of course does expand, we hope to get a venue that is large enough to accommodate larger crowds, so that we won't have to limit ourselves to those ticketed formats. Persons can just be on the street and say, hey, I didn't know that was going on, let me just walk in and see what it's about. Because that's what we want to encourage. We want to encourage walk-ins as well. Okay? So this is the end of my presentation on Startup Huddle St. Lucia, the various topics that I highlighted. We're now open for Q&A. Any questions on what you saw? Any specific details?
How you have to dress?
What's that?
How you have to dress?
A typical dress code. is, I would say, what you're wearing right now. You are promoting what? KL Productions. So consider it as your uniform. So wherever you go, whatever you do, I'm not saying go to church like that, but but when you attend Startup at the same Lucia, you're not required to dress in a suit. In case that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's not a formal it's not a formal event where you have to be all elegant and all of that. You can come in your jeans, not short jeans. You dress professionally, okay? You dress appropriately because the venue is a corporate venue. So again, you are presenting your business. You are presenting yourself.
Yeah.
So the way you present yourself is of key importance. So I would not expect you to come in flip-flops, sandals, cut up jeans,
You're roofing your face.
unless your business is
Beach stuff.
beach wear and you want to advertise what it is that you do, but even still then, your image is the first thing people see. So that's the first thing they buy into.
That's what I do for volunteers to work.
Yeah, so you have to be mindful of these things. Your appearance is key. People are watching around the globe, so you don't want them to see you looking a certain way when that's not who you are, or that's not the image that you're trying to portray. So for you, Samuel, your business is KL Productions. So of course, I would expect you to come in your shirt branded KL Productions, your jeans, or if you want to wear dress pants on
I
that
have
day,
tagline on the pants.
great.
What's your tagline?
One beat.
My theme is rich in active souls.
Now there are two things. There is the tagline,
Yeah.
and there is what's my motto.
Yeah. Your vision.
What's my motto? What's my tagline?
So that's
What's the vision? What's the mission? They're all different things.
Yes. What's the tagline then?
Anyway, I didn't quite pick up too much on the why should I present, because it's kind of like
Well, that video, of course, was sent to everybody, so you can check your email. It's also visible on the event website. It's on there as well. If you have never been on the event website, it's actually not. The startup. So this site that I'm opening for you right now, this is the blog site or the informational website. So if you're looking for details, specifications, itemized information, this is the site that you go to, okay? To get information on about, what to expect, to see previous presentations, to see benefits and opportunities, frequently asked questions, that's where you go. Under Get Inspired, we have bring startup to your community. Also become involved, because there are various ways to become involved in the startup in Lucia. And just to give you an overview of what that entails, because I will be, asking you to connect with your peers, your networks, and ask them to get involved. So the various ways persons can get involved, that's an initiative that we are starting, is to become a Startup Level Solution Ambassador. And there are perks associated with this position. It is a voluntary position, but you will receive rewards for the work that you put in. And this is the page that they can go to, and this is the form that they fill out to become an ambassador. And also to help spread the word, of course, we have the compass pin, which persons wear around the time of GEW. However, with Startup Panelists in Lucia, we are asking persons to wear that compass year round. because you are not an entrepreneur 1 week in a year. You're an entrepreneur every day of the year. Okay? So you represent yourself by wearing this compass pin, or they call the
It's
compass
only
pin.
$5.
It is only $5
I made $2, I don't know it. I only put it once, so I know what it is.
And this is the official logo for Startup Huddle Safe Lucia. As you can see,
Is that the
the
same thing as
telltale
GW?
compass, the kaleidoscope was that?
The same one as GW?
No, GW has a compass. All GEN programs have a compass. And I will show you what I mean by that. This is another aspect of the program that we will be launching very soon, which is creating short-term employment. So for persons for these events, whether it just be one day for that month, really want to make a little something to assist us in the program as event staff, we will be paying them for that one day. So that is another aspect of the program that we will be introducing, but not at this time. The St. Lucia Ambassador Initiative, this will be officially launching in 2019, but we are accepting applications for that position already. Apply to present, to speak if you want to be a special guest speaker. Apply to be an organizer. This position is open. I am still recruiting local organizers.
What does that entail?
Of course, the information is on the site, so you can visit the site and see what the various capacities are as a co-leader. There are criteria that you have to meet, of course, before you can get to that point. You apply, of course, and then you go through an interview process with me. And then I will make a determination as to whether you fit the criteria or you meet the criteria that is required to be a co-organizer. But once you do become a co-organizer, you are part of the team. In whatever your expertise is, whatever you agree to do, that will be your role. 1 day each month. So you commit yourself to, working with the team on putting this program once a month throughout the entire year. So it's a commitment where we're asking you minimum input of your time and investment in your time of 4 hours.
You mean the
for
pitch?
that month.
You go on the pitch once a month?
Every month. The event occurs the second Wednesday of every month throughout the year, and it's ongoing. There's no cut-off time. It's ongoing. Every month we have one program. We can have either one entrepreneur presenting or 2 entrepreneurs presenting. It may be simply based on a theme that we want to focus on, or just the fact that you are presenting. Once you meet the criteria, and we will have expert panel available for each of the programs. It may be one person, it may be 2, it may be 3. They may be local persons, they may be persons from overseas. But every month, this program will be occurring. You can also apply to be on the expert panel. Of course, these are for specific persons. Not anybody can be an expert panel. And of course, you can apply to be a sponsor. So for corporate persons, if you are an entrepreneur who is successful and you want to contribute financially, you want to support this program financially, this is the page that you go to apply to become a sponsor. The challenges portion is the moment where we literally set challenges for you, and you pitch based on how would you attack this challenge. What have you come up with to address this challenge? It is something that challenges you to think, to create, and to innovate. That's what the challenges portion will address. And the Startup Huddle communities, these are the various islands in the Caribbean and Latin America where the Startup Huddle chapters will be occurring after it has launched in St. Lucia. But just really quickly, so that you can have an idea as to what the commitments are like to be an organizer. Of course, you see the criteria here. Okay, so we have the team lead. This is my position. Okay, you could be an assistant team lead, which would be assistant to me. Responsibilities are all listed here. Then we have the financial point of contact lead. This is the person handling the budgets, the invoices, and all of that, to make sure that everything is recorded. Then we have the marketing contact lead. That's the person in charge of doing all the social media stuff. You're doing the blogging, you're doing the flyers, you're doing the PR, the media, and all of that. That's your responsibility. And also handling the recording of the live events, making sure that everything is done properly. These are the main the main capacities of being an organizer. So you will have an idea as to what it entails. The form is right there on the page. Once you fill out this form, it goes through the process, and I am the one that will be dealing with you once you apply for this position. So if any one of you are interested in becoming a co-leader, go to this page, take a look at the roles and responsibilities, fill out the form.
I think I applied for something volunteering. I don't remember what it was.
Responsibility, I'm looking at it.
Responsibilities.
Did you have something else you had for volunteers?
Yeah, there are, like I said, there are other ways that you can participate, but it's mainly under become involved. So if it's not one of these, it's under become involved. And that's where you have the ambassador. And here towards the end, spreading the word. Yeah, volunteer with us. Yeah, because what our goal is, solve problems, strengthen communities, improve lives, connect to others, transform our own lives. Okay?
I think you're near catches this.
Yeah, and in terms of partnering with persons who are already doing this and how they can support us, communications and PR and marketing, impact blog writers, media students, journalistic, social media, press release writers. These are persons we are welcome, on our team to help put the word out there on programs, media, and whatnot.
What you gonna do then?
Yeah. So yes, I am imploring you.
But I see something that media say media.
Yeah, so I'm imploring you to sign up and become a co-organizer of Startup Conversation Lucia. The team, in terms of numbers, 5 maximum.
How many co
In terms of the entire team, 5 persons maximum. In terms of a team for Startup Little Chapter that's organizing the entire program, 5 persons maximum.
I think the team was already there.
My team is comprised of local and regional.
Local and regional.
Okay.
But in terms of localized, 5 persons.
What's the time frame on that? Like, how much time?
There is no time free. You can apply.
How much time you need from me?
I mean, how much time you have to devote? Okay. How much time do we need to devote to the program as a co-organizer? So let's go through that, because hey, I'm recruiting. So
Yeah.
it's my pleasure to give you that information. Yeah. So be available.
Oh, that's,
Do you see that? Oh, that's easy. Saying is different from doing, huh?
I'm saying a month,
A month, yeah.
That's once a month.
Yes, I know it's once a month. Once a month. But what we do is that we allocate, we share responsibilities so that no one person, will come. We work as a team. Okay? Because we are all benefiting from this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And of course, be engaged in community activities, be knowledgeable of community activities. So there's
You know,
something
a
going on.
probation period.
What's that?
A probation period.
Probation. Now, be a member of the YLAI Network. Now, you see this here
Not much.
because remember, we're trying to
Yes.
keep this thing YLAI oriented. So once you participate in Startup on the Same Lucia, you will be encouraged to become a member of the network. Just as the same, you'll be encouraged to become a member of GEN Global. Now,
So do you do that first and then what's the
you do that after you present. You can even do that during this period, during this course of time. Okay. So in terms of GN,
so can somebody still apply and get all those benefits that even if they're not an entrepreneur who wants to present and all that thing?
when you say
Like they want to
not an entrepreneur and still apply
What
to
did
what?
what say? She said she passed 25. She
No.
got volunteer.
if
Will she
somebody,
get-
somebody's not an entrepreneur, they want to help and volunteer their time and cool.
You don't need to be an entrepreneur.
Just asking.
What I thought you were asking was if you wanted to participate in Startup Huddle.
No. I know you have to be an entrepreneur. I mean to give back, to volunteer, to apply for your positions.
And another thing is that we're also looking for persons who are willing to volunteer their expertise. So, for example, professional business persons who work in corporate environments and their expertise is, let's say, accounting or grant writing. We are asking those persons to volunteer their time, volunteer this, and then share this information
And then
with
grant
their
writing.
members. So this is also another way that we're engaging.
That's one thing I find out hard to do, writing proposals. Just a wording.
So what seems to stump you when you're doing a proposal?
I don't know. Everything just in my head doesn't want to come out.
Doesn't want to come out. So which means you're more comfortable speaking about what you want.
No, it's big there.
You have to find a way
You know what I'm saying?
to
Like, you have so much more to say and you have so much more to do, and then it's like, how do I get it out of my head?
by writing it down. And that's what the proposal is all about. Writing down what you have in your head. And then structuring it.
When I write down like a whole book resume.
Excellent. Because it's good to get it out of there so that you have a fresh perspective.
I have books and books of all ideas that I'm like.
So that I say like a one-day vacation, just go to river, just go out.
A one-day vacation to do what?
Just go out.
Just cool out.
I don't even have night time to myself.
Thank God for mommy.
Thank God for
Mommy.
Because
Okay.
I was speaking to a lady, just I was on online at where do you get a business certificate? And she was talking about
a registry.
how it's so hard to be an entrepreneur. And after 4 years, she gave it up to go back to work at a hotel. I'm like,
After
Yeah.
4 years, but what was the did she share
she
with
did
you?
massages, spa. She had her own. Yeah.
Now that industry, because it is so saturated, it is more of a challenge to stand out unless you have a solid clientele already. Because with these types of services, these type of businesses, your business heavily relies on your customers.
And tourists.
Not just tourists.
That's the thing. The way these people market themselves, you think that you have to be rich to be able to afford a spa.
You don't. You can operate out of your.
That's what I'm saying. But they make you feel like you must have money. You must have.
Did you say spa hotel? I think
It's what I mean.
You see? You see? Okay. All right. So, guys, this is the official page. Right down the link. This is the official page of GEN Global. Global Entrepreneurship Network. Global. Keep that in mind. So, they are responsible for all of these programs, and I'll show you what these programs are. So if you scroll here, take a look at all those programs there is around the world.
Wow.
So GN Universe, GBAN, GR, GRN, GW, Startup Compete, Startup Experience, Startup Huddle, Startup Nations, Startup Open, GX Status, and GN Space. So GN Global is responsible for all of these programs. Yeah. So how does this work? You apply to become a member of GN. Then you apply to host one of these programs in your country.
You already doing that.
What's that?
You already
So why
doing
you choose one of them?
I chose this one
And 1 second for it.
because I attended 1 million cups and I saw the benefits of it. Because I was exposed to
Commerce
that
already doing
environment.
GW.
What's that?
Isn't that Commerce doing GW?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
So if you go here, it will show you what GW is about.
Okay, so when you say host, it's like a free program you just put on, or how does it?
When you're a host, you are the one in charge of running, managing it in your own country. So
All the benefits
you put your team together. You get your sponsors. You get your partners. You get your venue. You promote it. You are in charge of it. And then you get things going. You are the one responsible for it. It's a lot.
And
But
that's
the
cool.
key
That is
thing
cool.
is, but the key thing is that there must be a need
Yeah.
for the program wherever you decide to do it. Don't just do it because, hey, I want to do something exciting. That's not how it works. If you're not invested in this, if you're not devoted or dedicated, don't do it. You don't want to start something you cannot finish.
Time.
You do not want to start something you cannot finish. So GEW is being done worldwide, as you saw. And what happens is that you apply to host a GEW in your country if it is not already being done. So in St. Lucia, the host is the chamber alongside JA, Juniors Humans, and alongside St. Lucia Youth Business Trust. Okay, so they are the host of GEW. So no other entity or organization can do GEW. So this is already being done.
But then when you apply to them, they will tell you it's already in the country.
Right? They would actually refer you to your host. Yeah. But in our case, my organization applied to do Startup Huddle because it is not currently being done here. And there is a market and a need for it.
Trust me.
And we are addressing that. And especially since we have this resource base that we have access to, that all these local entrepreneurs need access to, would appreciate having that access to. That is why we have decided to go ahead and host it.
So you need to have workshops with people, just people, instead of only the pictures.
Just people. When you say people,
Like to sell the idea for people to know that Startup Huddle is actually there. Like a more. Some people don't necessarily want to come to find out information. They want to hear what you have to offer.
okay, granted. But again, this is where the huddle aspect comes in. We all come together to learn. And then what do? You share. The onus is on you now to do what you just said there. So you've gotten this information, this valuable information, and yes, you love it. You know you're going to benefit, but do you keep it to yourself? Or do you go out there and say, hey, guess what? I'm not saying go out there and shout about it, I'm not doing all that. But what we're saying is that would you now decide to probably, if you want to do it more on an impersonal level, send a WhatsApp message, hey you guys, I heard about this program, it's really awesome. I just attended this workshop. And you should really check out Startup and say, Lucia, here's the link. And let them go and do their business. Or you could take it upon yourself and literally go and speak to people about it. And then show them the site, or give them the information and then say, hey, and actually explain it to them so that they fully understand. So it really is up to you. You're not, I'm not begging you to do it because it's your choice. But it would be nice to share the information. And that's what we're encouraging persons to do, is to share what they do. Because I'm sure before you came in here, half of what you know now you didn't know before. If not more than half. And then now you're learning that, hold on, there's all of this out there. I didn't know that. And you probably didn't know how GEW came about in the first place. Or you didn't realize that that's a social setting there. And that's how that works. So now you know. So I will be having you guys to join GEN Global, as I said. After this workshop, we'll go ahead and open up the page so that you guys can sign up and be official members of GN. And we're also going to do the same thing with the YLAI Network, so you guys can have access to that network as well. And once you sign up to this network, you will receive an email to confirm membership, and they will add you onto the Facebook page. Or
would you have to go for an interview?
No, that's the YLAI Network. Yeah, the YLAI Network has a group on Facebook that we engage on a daily basis.
So for the huddle, you have to get the
For the huddle, we have our own group, our startup huddle group. But for the YLAI Network, there's a group for that. So once you guys sign up, you can either do the manual one, which is add you on myself, or you can go through the longer process, which is waiting for them to review, then to add and that type of thing. Okay, but once you register, you're an official member of YLAI Network. With GN Global, same thing on that end. You do have the opportunity to register as a speaker. If you choose. Don't look at me like that. I looked at you for a reason. Remember, we are trying to get to the point where you're so confident that you will speak any and every way.
I don't know. I'm normally a good speaker. Depends on the forum. I'm never really short for words, especially when it's critiquing someone.
So that's where you become fluent.
But yeah,
when you're critiquing.
Just putting in front of, I have to sell myself now. That's the problem.
That's putting yourself out there.
Yeah, because now I have to write up something and really, I don't like these things.
Yeah, so just for GEW, it gives you the stats. So in GEW around the world, 170 countries around the globe, 20,000 partners, 35,000 events, 10 million people engaged in GEW. And as a matter of fact, this is where you'll be joining. Yeah? So we'll be doing this portion in a while. So as a matter of fact, right now in the US, what they're doing is that they're asking persons to register your GEW activities so that we can put you on our calendar.
So because you don't have to do it with the signature GEW?
Chamber is GWC Lucia. So
you have to go
for activities in Lucia, you have to go through the chamber. Yes. So whenever they have their partners meetings. Yeah. Yes. So that is the process. That's the way we actually do it. So the themes. There were 4 themes, I think, they released for this year. And each host chooses a theme that they want to focus on. So I wrote an article on the blog site about the different themes. There's a video for each one. And the theme that GWC Lucia went with was youth. Okay? But there's other themes. There's one for inclusion, there's youth, there's women, and I can't remember the other one. Yeah.
Opening a new restaurant is considered an activity for GW?
Oh, yeah.
It may not be an activity per se, but if you are doing something to attract clientele for your restaurant, it will be considered an activity, especially if it is happening during GE.
I think I'll do lunch then.
So these are the
What are
themes.
strings of power is?
Huh?
Strings of power.
Or it is? How many there?
So we have women, youth, inclusion, ecosystem connect. These are the four themes for this year. And each host chooses a theme. Any theme, any one of those four themes. And what